My daughter-in-law did not know I was standing in the corridor when she said to her friend, "The cleaner is here again. Just ignore her." She said it the way people say it when they have never had to clean anything themselves. Lightly, without thought. The way you comment on weather. I was holding a mop. I was wearing the blue uniform the building management company requires. I had my hair pinned back and my hands were beginning to ache, the way they do now in cold weather. I did not correct her. I did not say a word. I have owned that building for 19 years. My name is Margaret. I am 72 years old. I was born in a small terraced house in the north of England, the third of 5 children, and I learned early that the people who actually run things are rarely the ones with the loudest voices. My husband, William, understood this too. He was a builder. Not a developer, not an investor, a builder. He laid foundations with his own hands for 30 years. And then, quietly, methodically, over the last decade of his life, he began to buy the buildings that other people had given up on. When he died 11 years ago, he left me 4 properties. The office building on Calder Street was one of them. My son Daniel does not know this. He has never asked. He has always assumed that his mother lives carefully on a widow's pension and the occasional help he provides, which he mentions more often than is necessary. I let him believe what he believes. I have my reasons. Daniel is 44. He works in commercial property management. The irony of this has not been lost on me. He is good at his job. He knows how to read a lease, how to negotiate terms, how to present himself to clients. He has his father's head for numbers and, I hope, some of my patience. He married Claire 3 years ago. She is younger than him by 10 years, and she came from a family where money was something you displayed rather than accumulated. She is not a cruel woman, but she has a particular kind of blindness that comes from never having had to look carefully at anything. When they first moved into the flat above Calder Street, one of the units in the building which Daniel obtained through his firm at what he believed to be a favourable market rate, Claire began to redecorate immediately. New curtains, new furniture, a particular shade of grey paint that she had seen in a magazine. She also began to comment on the building's maintenance. The lobby was not clean enough. The lift was too slow. The caretaker was inadequate. She sent emails to the building management company. She left reviews. The building management company, of course, reports to me. I read every email. I did not respond personally. I instructed the manager to address the legitimate concerns and note the others. 3 months ago, the caretaker retired. He was 68 and his knees had given out, which I understood completely. I needed a replacement quickly, and the agency was slow. I have always believed that if you want to understand something fully, you must work within it. William taught me that. He said the only way to know a building is to be inside its walls. So I took the position myself. Temporary, 3 months. My manager knew. The tenants did not. Daniel did not. Claire certainly did not. I have spent 15 years watching my son change. Not suddenly, not dramatically. The way stone changes, slowly, under pressure, until one day it is a different shape entirely. Marriage can do this. Not always, but when a person finds a new centre of gravity, the old loyalties shift. I have watched Daniel shift. He does not call as often. When he does, conversations are short. He asks if I am well. I say I am, and we both understand that this constitutes care, for now. In the building, I watch him come and go. He does not recognise me. I wear the uniform and he looks past it the way people look past furniture. This is not unusual. I have learned that a person in a work uniform becomes nearly invisible to those who have never worn one. But I see him. I see how he holds the door open for Claire and not for the woman behind her. I see how he speaks to the agency staff when he thinks no one is paying attention. Briefly, efficiently, the pleasantries dropped. I see how he looks tired in the way that people look tired when they are performing a version of themselves all day. I see that too. Claire, I observe, is not unhappy. She has energy and opinions and a great deal of certainty about how things should be arranged. Some of this I admire. She is not idle. She is not indifferent. But she has decided what I am. She decided within the first 5 minutes of meeting me, and she has not revised her assessment since. To her, I am the elderly, provincial, working-class mother-in-law who smells faintly of the north and has never quite understood the world her son now inhabits. She is not entirely wrong about where I came from. She is entirely wrong about what I became. There are things I have not done well. I should say this clearly. When Daniel was growing up, William and I were building, not just financially, we were building in the way young families build. Long hours, second jobs, the slow accumulation of something that might one day provide security. This is not an excuse, it is a context. Daniel grew up watching us work. I believe this gave him something. I also believe it cost him something. A version of us that was more present, more available, less preoccupied with the next task. I have wondered whether, if I had been less consumed with what we were building and more attentive to who we were raising, Daniel might have grown into a man who looked at his mother and saw a person rather than a category. I do not know the answer. I am not sure the question has one. What I know is this. When William died, I expected Daniel to step toward me. Instead, something in him stepped back. Grief does this to people. It rearranges their internal furniture. I tried to be patient. Then he met Claire, and the distance became structural rather than emotional. It was built into the design of his new life. I was given a room in it, the small, tidy room that holds the people from before, and I was expected to be grateful for the space. For a long time I was. I told myself it was enough, that he was healthy, that he was working, that he was continuing. I told myself that William would have said the same. But William would not have said the same. William would have knocked on the door and asked to be let in properly. I am sorry I waited this long to do the same. The lease on Daniel and Claire's flat came up for renewal 6 weeks ago. Standard procedure. My manager sent the renewal documents to the tenant, which is to say, to my son. Attached to the renewal was a cover letter, as there always is. This time, the cover letter was from me, not from the management company, from me by name. I did not write it to shock him. I wrote it because I'm 72 years old and I have spent too long waiting for the right moment. And the right moment, I have come to understand, does not arrive. You have to make it. The letter said that I loved him, that I was proud of the work he did and the life he had built, that I had been watching him, not as a landlord, but as his mother, and that I was concerned we had allowed too much distance to settle between us, that I would like to have dinner, just the two of us. It said nothing about the building, nothing about the uniform, nothing about Claire. He telephoned me that evening. He was very quiet on the phone. He asked me how long I had owned it. I told him 19 years. He did not speak for a moment. Then he said, "Why didn't you tell me, Mum?" I said, "I wanted to see what you would build on your own. Your father always said the test of character is what a person does when they think no one with any stake in the outcome is watching." We had dinner the following Thursday. Claire did not come. He did not ask her to, and I did not ask why. We sat in a restaurant that William used to like, and we talked for 3 hours. And somewhere in the middle of it, my son looked at me the way he looked at me when he was 7 years old and had fallen off his bicycle and needed to believe the world was still reliable. I did not tell him what to do with that look. I just held it. I'm not going to tell you that everything is resolved. It is not. 19 years of assumption does not dissolve in one dinner. Claire and I are still circling each other carefully, like two people who have read different maps of the same place. But something shifted. Something that had been sealed for a long time opened just slightly, and the air that came through it was the kind you can breathe. The building is still mine. I still walk through the lobby some mornings, not in the blue uniform now, just in my coat. I look at the floors William never saw, and the windows that catch the light differently in winter. And I think of all the things we built that have outlasted his hands. And I think, the most important thing we ever built was not the property. It was the belief that quiet work, done with integrity, over a long time, is enough. It is more than enough. If this story stayed with you, I ask only one thing. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you want to hear more quiet souls speak, subscribe to this channel. There are more stories to tell.